Mission Specialist Ryan Stone, I am off structure and I'm drifting. Do you copy?
Tipped to win big at the Oscars, Gravity may well have you actually believing that they sent Sandra Bullock and George Clooney into space. Its director Alfonso Cuarón originally wanted to make the film without using much computer-generated imagery or CGI. That was an idea that wasn't shared by the visual effects supervisor Tim Weber and the team at the BAFTA-winning effects house Framestore.
I think that Tim Weber was less naive than me. From the get-go, he was saying, "This is not going to work like this," you know. And I was, "No, yes, we can do it." I really thought that we were going to do mostly practical, meaning in a more conventional way in which you build sets and you have your actors with their suits and you have wires and stuff.
Zero Gravity is incredibly hard to achieve on a film. What's then in this film takes it a massive leap forward. I was going to say a step, but a massive leap forwards is Alfonso's style, which he was pushing further than he had before, of the very long shots and the immersive shots that sort of with a roaming camera.
And Tim was very skeptical. He kept on saying, "Let's do all of those digitally." I was skeptical about the digital result. So, then the dance began.
That digital dance resulted in a film that is about 80% CGI. In fact, sometimes the only real things on the screen are the actors' faces. Even their spacesuits were created on a computer, which overcame the problem of making the actors weightless. In fact, the entire movie was created in a low-resolution, so-called pre-visualization form first, before the actors stepped on set. It was used to calculate the movements of the robotic camera and also shown on the inside of this thing, because this is the set. The light box was invented for this movie, and it's made of almost 2 million LEDs. It was used to simulate the correct lighting on the actors' faces and give them a frame of reference for everything that would be digitally added later. The International Space Station, for example, took 10 modelers working for about a year to create, and such was the complexity of the finished shot that each single frame would take about 50 hours to render fully. And the render was achieved by using the grunt processing power of about 15,000 CPUs. It's estimated that if the job had been done on a single core computer, it would have taken about 7,000 years. But even after the comparatively moderate 5 years of work, with the film ready to be delivered to the studio, the process wasn't quite done.
We have to go, go!
We have finished, and we were just hanging, chilling out, talking about just generic things, and the visual effects producer next to Tim said, Charles said, the cool thing of this film is that you can watch it in any position. He took the computer and flopped the whole thing. And it's when I realized, wow, we screwed it. It should have been like that.
So you were pretty much finished with Gravity, and then Alfonso sees the first scene and he asks you to make quite a major change, doesn't he?
To make a simple change, like flip the first 2.5 minutes upside down, took a couple of months. It's a big number because you have to then very slowly rotate the camera during this one continuous shot to get back to the right way up for the rest of the scene, which meant reanimating, re-rendering. Something simple like that was a significant thing to do.
Do it now!